This is going to be a big one. This is a video where we go over the photos I took over 2 weeks in Ireland. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. So as I stated in my last video, which you can check out right here from when we went to Storm King, I was in Ireland for 2 whole weeks. 2 weeks of my time on this planet was spent in another country exploring it and taking photos of it. Like, that's freaking awesome. But though I did take most of my photos in Ireland with this just because I didn't know when I was going to get to a developer, I didn't want to run out of film and miss things. And I mean, I love my Fuji X100V, as you can see right here as well. But I took a lot of photos on this, which I'll share some of them at the end of, if this is a 2-parter or a 1-parter. But I will definitely share some of those photos as well. But you can check it out on my Instagram at instagram.com/RyanJLeone. That's where I put most of these photos anyway. All right, let me get back, relax, pour myself a Guinness. The first time I ever had a Guinness in my life was at the Guinness factory in Ireland, and it was freaking awesome. So yeah, I went with a very good friend of mine that I've done a lot of traveling with to Ireland, and I wasn't going to bring a film camera, but I felt I had to, as most of the stuff I do on this YouTube channel is for film. So I brought 6 rolls with me. I brought Ektar 100, Ektachrome, one of my last 2 rolls of Fuji Pro 400H, some color 200, and I think Portrait 800. So all color stock film. And I brought my Canon AE1 to be my main shooter for this, for the film side of everything. So I think for this video, since I have so much footage, I think what I'll do is in this video, we'll do Dublin and the Cliffs of Moher for this video. And then the next one, we'll do the Ring of Kerry and Wexford. So we got there, and the first 4 days we were there in the main city there, not the capital, but the main city in Lower Ireland, Southern Ireland, Northern Ireland, Dublin. And there is a lot of stuff to do in Dublin besides eat fish and chips and drink Guinness. Basically, it's just like any other city, like New York City, Philadelphia, Boston, Paris, London. It's just a big city, and they have a nightlife, and they have food, and they have art, and they have museums, and they have nightlife. I think I said that twice. So what I basically did was when my friend Melissa was recovering from the night before or just out doing her own thing, I went on my own, and I just took my Canon AE1, and I popped some film in it, and I just walked around and took a bunch of photos of what I saw. So here is me walking around Dublin and the photos I got with it. Dublin was a lot of fun. We went out to the oldest bar there, Temple Bar in Dublin. We went to the Halfpenny Bridge. We went to the museums there. We went out really hard Saturday night. And then we also just ate a bunch of food and just enjoyed the local people that we met. We were actually fortunate enough to meet some really amazing people there. So after we were done with Dublin, it's funny, when we were leaving Dublin was the day we were both really hungover and had to drive 3 hours to Wexford. But on the way there, we stopped at the Cliffs of Moher. The Cliffs of Moher is beautiful. Cliffs of Moher is basically where they filmed a lot of Game of Thrones footage. It's these big, humongous cliffs that overlook the water. I think it's, I'm going to say it's the Atlantic. I'm not great with geography. But it overlooks the water, and it is just mind-blowingly beautiful. It kind of reminds me a lot of Iceland when I was there. And I actually had a pro mist filter on, which I shouldn't have had because there was enough mist in the air because of the water and just the rain and the fog. But I took some photos, and they're not the best photos, I will admit that, but they are stunning to say. There's a little tiny castle that sits on top of the hill that you can go to, but it was extremely rainy, extremely cold, and but here's my time spent at the Cliffs of Moher and some of the film photos I got with it using my Canon AE1. So yeah, that's what I got at the Cliffs of Moher. I was really afraid that my phone and camera were going to get blown away because it was extremely windy from all the wind coming up from the water and over the mountains and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to stop the video right here because there was a lot of footage and a lot of photos to share, especially of my time in Dublin. So the next video is actually going to be the second part, which is my time spent in the Ring of Kerry, which is like this beautiful area that looks like it's straight out of a movie theater, straight out of Iceland, and then my time in Wexford at the beach and in that town there. So make sure to subscribe, put the notification button on and everything so you can check out the next video that I put out, which will be the remainder of my photos from my time in Ireland. So check that out. Remember to just shoot, and I'll see you in the next one with more photos from my trip to Ireland.